Okay, I wanted to emphasize what Apostle Phyllis was saying earlier on when she was emphasizing the need and why we are supposed to pray for each other. Okay. There is this story that we always hear that happened in the animal kingdom many years ago. So the rat was going around and he saw a rat trap. And he panicked, obviously, that there's somebody who is trying to kill rats, who is trying to kill me. So the rat went to the chicken and said, chicken, there is a rat trap. So let's do something to make sure we remove this rat trap. And chicken said, it's called a rat trap, not chicken trap. That's your problem. It's not my problem. So please leave me alone. Ha. And then the rat went to the pig. He said, pig, there is a problem. We have a rat trap in this farm. Please, can you help me so that we remove this rat? Remember, the rat is much smaller. If the rat wants to try and deal with the rat trap, it will be trapped. But probably the chicken being bigger could have done something. The pig being bigger could have done something. The cow being bigger could have done something. But the pig said, excuse me, it's a rat trap, not pig trap. And then obviously the cow also refused. He said, what have I to do with the rat trap? I'm a cow, I'm not a rat. Little did they know. So Apostle Phyllis was saying, some of the things, like what was happening there, the church stood with Peter. Yes. Probably some of them stood with Peter not because they loved Peter. Some of them is not because they loved Peter. But when they saw James dying and Peter next, they knew they were also going to be next. So out of fear, they now joined. And what we want for our community, people who are listening to this, is don't wait until it becomes bad. We hear that some countries are closing down churches. Are we going to keep quiet until the trend happens all over the world, until you are asked to stop worshiping God? Are we going to wait for that? So you see, the rat had a problem, and the problem was actually everybody's problem, but the other animals did not realize it. So what then happened is a snake was caught by the rat trap. And as the snake was caught, one of the people in the family of the owner of the farm, as they were passing by, the snake was vicious, caught by the rat trap. And the snake actually bit the feet of the woman who was part of the farm. And when that happened, everybody panicked. And people started coming to see the lady who had been bitten by the snake because she was now critically ill. And what happened? The chicken was the first target. The chicken had to be slaughtered for the visitors who were coming. As visitors continued coming, the pig was next to be slaughtered. And then unfortunately, that lady passed on. So the cow had to be slaughtered. Guess who remained out of all those animals? It was the rat. So when the rat said, there is a rat trap, let's do something, all these three saw it as the rat's problem, but the rat was not slaughtered in the process. It was the chicken, the pig, and the cow. I just thought we need to throw that in so that people can be thinking about that. When we talk of interceding, you could be interceding for people in another country. Some people will say, what do I have to do with another country? Do I even stay there? But it touches all of us one way or the other. Then maybe quickly to answer the question you asked, where you said examples of where people can gather. People obviously gather in churches. People gather in their homes to pray for their government, to pray for the work of the Lord, to pray for their country, to pray for the continent, to pray for the whole world so that there can be peace. But these days, you actually have people gathering on social media. People are gathering on WhatsApp groups. They are taking turns. They are doing chain prayers to pray for their families, to pray for healing, to pray for deliverance, to pray for the peace that comes from above. So I think there are so many ways in which people can gather. It could be the family, it could be at church, it could be in the home, it could be online. That's what I would say.